Welcome friends. Let's start with new session of function. Today's class is function with parameter and argument. We have already discussed about functions in previous classes. This class we discuss how parameters or arguments are used in a function. Before understanding their uses, first understand what is parameter and what is argument. Argument and parameters are little same thing, but there is a little difference between them. The basic difference is that whatever parameter we are defining in a definition section of a function are known as parameters, and when this particular function is called, and on the calling of that function the parameters or the values which are supplied to that function for working are known as arguments. Means argument is a value passed to the function during a function call. Means here let us see the example. We have given an example. Here is a sum number function having parameter x and y. When it is called, a and b is supplied for its working. Here a and b is known as argument because a and b is the value on which the particular function will work. X and y is known as parameters, which defines that the particular function needs these two values for their working. This is mainly the basic difference between this parameter and arguments. Means parameters are the formal arguments which are mainly defined as a special need for working of that function, whereas argument are the actual argument or actual values on which the particular function will work. So we can say that argument is a value passed to a function during a function call, which is received by the corresponding parameter. Suppose I have given here 4 and 5 in a and b, then this a and b values will be received by x and y. This x and y is a formal parameter or formal argument which receives the value of actual values, that is actual argument. The another name of argument is actual argument, and another name of parameter is called formal argument. So arguments are mainly used in function calls. Parameters are mainly used in defining a function in the function header section of a function definition. Hope you understand this. Now, a function may have number of arguments, may have return values. This will depending on the requirements of the function. A function may return some value or may not. If a function is returning some value, then a return statement is used in a definition of a function so that a particular value will be returned by a function to a particular program. A function can be used in different ways as per our requirements. There are mainly 4 ways I have collected here. Function with no argument and no return value. Simply a function is defined and it is called. Function with no argument and with return value. Function is defined but it has no argument, no parameters to be needed, only whatever statements are written under that function, it will execute it and it returns a value. A function with arguments and no return value. A function takes an argument but it doesn't return any value. It will simply execute the set of instructions defined under that function. Function with arguments and return values. The function will take argument also and it will return values also. These are the 4 patterns in which function can be used. Now, the types of arguments we can supply to a function are categorized into 4 categories. First is required argument, second is keyword argument, third is default argument, and fourth is variable length argument. Let us discuss one by one. The first is required argument. Means argument passed to a function in correct positional order. Means if I have defined a function square and it needs a parameter x, whatever value is given to that x, that will be multiplied by itself and it returns the square of that x. When we call that function, then we must supply a value 5 so that it will return a value, whatever value that is z is. Then if you typed here 5, then it will return 5 into 5, that is 25, and the 25 is stored in R, and when we print R, then the particular value will be displayed on the screen. The second pattern is keyword argument. The caller identifies the argument by the parameter name. Simply, if we have defined fun, name and age as 2 fields or arguments which is required, 2 statements are there: print name, whatever name is given here, print age, whatever age is given here. When we call that function fun, and if you type simply directly the value of that parameter by referencing the particular keyword or parameter which is defined in a defined section of a function. So we can write like this: name is equal to whatever value you want to give, you can give it, and age is equal to whatever value you want to give, you can give it, and just execute the program. You will get the output like this: name is equal to Mohan, age is equal to 15. Means this keyword, whatever parameters we are defined in a function, can also be directly assigned with a value which can be directly passed to a relevant parameters. This is also a pattern of using argument. This type of pattern is known as keyword argument or named argument. The third one is default argument. Default argument assumes a default value. If a value is not provided to the argument, then that particular default value will be taken and the execution takes place. Default value mainly is a predefined or and assigned to a parameter when the function call does not have its corresponding argument. Suppose we have defined here sum x is equal to 3, y is equal to 4, z is equal to x plus y, and return z. This is a function of sum whose default value is already assigned here. X is 3, y is 4. Now when we execute like this, r is equal to sum. Here no parameter has been given, no arguments have been supplied. Then in this statement, the value of x and y, whatever default value has set in a defined section of a function, it will be taken and the value, that value will be automatically displayed on the screen. Means it will print 3 plus 4, 7. Similarly, in third statement we see sum x is equal to 4. Here only one parameter has been supplied, but what is the value of y? It is not supplied. Then in this case also, the y value is taken from the definition section and x is from the argument section. Here x is equal to 4 has been taken and y is equal to 4 has been also taken, and this prints 4 plus 4, 8. In this case, in last sum, here y is supplied, x is not supplied. In this case also, default value of x has been taken, and y, whatever value is supplied, it is taken and it evaluates and prints the value. Means we can define a function with default parameter values, and these parameter values can be assigned to a function as an argument whenever it is not provided by a user at the runtime. Then the last one is variable length argument. Means we can pass multiple values with single argument name. Suppose we want to sum number of values by a function. Then just I have taken an example to create a tuple star var tuple s is equal to 0. Just here is a program to sum up the number of values, whatever values is given in a sum. And similarly you have typed here, and just the three numbers like tuples has been supplied here, 70, 60 or 50, and the function will take these values. Here parameters are unlimited. It is not limited to a number of values or number of whatever tuple list or values collection has been provided or supplied to that function, it will work on that function. Either it is 3 digit, 4 values, 5 values, 2 values, at least 2 values must be there, but maximum is not limited. How many numbers you can supply? You can supply as many as number you want, and this function will work. And this type of function definition is known as variable length argument. Means the argument is not parameterized with the number of values. It is unlimited. You can supply n number of values for a function, and the function will work on whatever values you have supplied. It will work and it will return the value as per the definition of that function. Let's take another example. We have taken a list. The definition, a function name is list average. Just we have taken a list as a parameter and find its length, and according to the length we just sum up the whatever the values we got. We just sum up all those values in a list, and after sum up that value we have just find a average of the total divided by the length, and whatever average value we get, it will return by that function list average. To execute this function, we just take a value, just entering value in a list by using we can enter value in a list at runtime like this. A is equal to input, A is equal to A dot split, and whatever value you have inputted, it is stored in a A, and A can be further splitted, and number of values are separated by commas. Now just here we take the length and calculating each number and finding the average. Whatever average we get, average of a, whatever value we get here, we can get that value by list average function, and this function return value will assign to avrg, and the output will average is avrg. Whatever average it is printed, it may take number of decimal places. We can round it by giving this round function. This way we can use different types of arguments in a function. So student, we have just learned what is argument, what is parameter, what are the different types of arguments that can be supplied in a function. Hope you will understand it. Take care. Thank you for this session. Thank you. Okay. In next class, we will discuss the variable scope, whatever variable scope is there. Thank you for watching this video. Subscribe the channel for more information. Thank you.